200th league game for
West Ham today, his 35th
birthday tomorrow, and on Monday he could be named in the England squad for that vital game in Hungary. Well, West Ham bring back Steve Whitten today following injury, and Paul Goddard is preferred to Tony Cottee in attack. Cottee becomes substitute. The home side Stoke City are beset by problems, and they make two changes. Skipper George Berry comes in at right back, an unusual position for him, and Paul Maguire becomes substitute to make way for the return after injury of Mickey Thomas. The referee is Brian Stevens of Gloucestershire. So the league leaders, West Ham, kick off attacking from left to right with 6 wins from their first 7 games this season. Their only defeat, in fact, came a couple of weeks ago in the Midlands at West Bromwich Albion. Stoke City, you'll notice, in a new style strip this season, the traditional stripes have gone to be replaced by white shirts with red shorts. Oh, that was a mistake which could let Whitten in. Fox reacted well. The danger hasn't gone yet, though. Devonshire. And Stoke a little bit lucky to get away with that, and Peter Hampton will be relieved. It was his mistake that let Whitten through, and it was Fox's quick reaction that prevented a goal. Painter. Good challenge by McElroy on Stewart. And a tremendous battle, and Pike and Thomas exchange blows. Whitten's involved too. Robbie James pulling him aside, and the referee's got to take stern action here. That melee blowing up from the initial tackle by McElroy, and then players who weren't initially involved got involved. A lot of accusing fingers being pointed in all directions, but Thomas and Pike were the 2 players who swapped blows. There was no doubt about that. Mr. Stevens, who used to play a bit of non-league football himself, laying down the law. And a handshake, both players very lucky to escape, not even with a booking. Swindlehurst. James forward. Away by Bonds, but no, Painter! What a fine effort by little Ian Painter. It looked as though Bonds would get that ball clear, but Painter put pressure on him, and his swerving shot was heading to the top corner till it swerved away. Berry. Swindlehurst took it well. Devonshire. The challenge by Chamberlain, though. Forward by McCourtry. O'Callaghan. Martin's challenge. Here's Chamberlain. Set up the shot for James. It was a fine effort. Robbie James yet to score since coming to Stoke City in the summer. And he's furious because he feels that the goalkeeper got a touch on that shot. It certainly looked that way. It was laid on beautifully for him by Chamberlain. He really struck it powerfully. And did Parks get a touch? Goal kick the outcome. Painter. Chamberlain. Devonshire it was who stopped him making further progress. Dyson has come forward for the free kick, but it's short for McElroy. Now lifted into O'Callaghan. Brooking onto Berry's clearance. But McElroy intercepts. What lovely play. Thomas. That really was a superb effort and a fine save. McElroy did so well in the build-up. Lovely skills, laid it off to Thomas. That fine left-foot shot, and an equally good tip-over save by Parks. Berry and McCourtry in the centre, O'Callaghan on the near post, and Dyson on the far post. But it was Brooking who got it clear. Dangerous ball by Hampton. But O'Callaghan turns it behind. An animated Richie Barker and Bill Asprey on the Stoke City bench. O'Callaghan. Walford clear. Robbie James now. And Berry. Some rather inelegant football being played, but no lack of effort. This is Thomas. Walford's challenge earns the corner for Stoke City. And West Ham in this first half, against the wind, in a battling Stoke City side, are up against it a little. O'Callaghan got up well, and McCourtry it was who lifted it over his own shoulder into the net. And West Ham are certainly up against it now. Corners are always a threat with Stoke City, and how well O'Callaghan climbed to flip that one onwards. McCourtry hooking the ball almost over his own shoulder, and Stoke City take the lead against the First Division leaders. Half an hour gone, Stoke City 1, West Ham 0. And in all honesty, no more than Stoke City deserved. Thomas. And here's Witten. Painter. Stewart's tackle. And the Stoke crowd, who were rather critical of their team when they were beaten 4-0 here by Watford in their previous home game, getting behind them now. Berry and James. Chamberlain on the right. Well, that was a fine indication of how much West Ham have been rattled by Stoke. O'Callaghan getting up well again, and Berry's header! Now Trevor Brooking really made the mistake that let Berry in then, but again it was O'Callaghan's height and ability on the near post which caused the danger. Brooking cleanly away this time. Painter back in. James. What a fine save that was by Parks. That must have been so difficult for the goalkeeper. There must have been half a dozen players between him and Robbie James who really hit that ball powerfully, and Parks made a marvellous save. Dyson clear, but only as far as Witten. Wanted too much time. Good play by Devonshire. Well, Thomas really stuck to his job well then. Very popular here at the Victoria Ground with that all-action, bustling style of his, Mickey Thomas. And denied Devonshire the cross then, but it is still a corner in the dying seconds of the half. Goddard. Devonshire. Straight against Berry. Well, the goalkeeper stranded from his line for a moment, and here's Painter, and couldn't keep it in. That's half-time. Before today, Stoke had lost 5 games, West Ham had won 6, but it hasn't looked like that at all. Stoke have really hustled the visitors, and the crowd well pleased at the half-time score. Brendan O'Callaghan, an important figure, and McCourtry's goal giving Stoke a 1-0 half-time lead. Well, the early results this season have placed Richie Barker, the Stoke manager, under a bit of pressure. He'll be delighted with the first half performance of his side today. Well, Stoke have a fine record against West Ham at the Victoria Ground. They've won their last 4 meetings here last season by 5 goals to 2. And if they can keep the work rate going they showed in the first half, they could be on their way to another win. The mixture as before, the throw aimed at O'Callaghan, it came off the defender, but O'Callaghan was pushing the man behind him, Bonds. James winning it. And there goes Stewart and Thomas, who met once or twice in the first half in combat. Goddard. Little scene of the West Ham front men in the first half. Maybe looking for an improvement from Goddard and Swindlehurst. Here's Brooking. And the ball just wouldn't come to him. It does come to Witten. Handball's the claim, and the referee has given it. Or has he? The linesman pointing to the spot, and for a moment myself and the crowd thought that the verdict was a penalty, but in fact it was presumably then offside. So a talking point in the early moments of this half. James, here's O'Callaghan. Good little ball by McElroy to Thomas. Bonds met it. Tackle, and Hampton did well. Thomas is robbed though. James finding O'Callaghan. Chamberlain. Oh, he struck it firmly enough, but now West Ham on the counter-attack. Brooking in possession. Devonshire. Witten is clear and unmarked on the right. Hasn't seen him. It may not matter anyway. It could be a superb goal, this. Fox with a spectacular save. And Devonshire threaded his way through the centre of the Stoke defence, played the 1-2, and the shot produced that save by Fox. John Lyall, the West Ham manager, has come down to the bench for this second half. McCourtry let it through to Goddard and then brought him down, and that's a penalty. So the young man who had given Stoke the lead in the first half, responsible for giving West Ham the opportunity to equalise. He didn't realise Goddard was so close. When he did, it was too late, and his wild tackle brought Goddard down. No question, a penalty. So Ray Stewart, who scored his first goal of the season from the penalty spot last week against Notts County, lines it up on the spot again. He's also missed one this season, incidentally, against Coventry. But he doesn't miss that. The Ray Stewart style of penalty taking, hard and very, very firm indeed. Sadness for McCourtry, but Stewart belting the ball almost into the centre of the goal. Fox going the other way. It was so hard, it went in anyway. Stoke 1, West Ham 1. just coming up to an hour gone. Dyson. Away by Bonds. Be interesting to see now how the emphasis of the game changes. It's already altered. West Ham looking much more menacing and playing better football. Stewart overlapping. Good cross. Did it come off Berry? Yes, it did. Swindlehurst was right behind him. Stewart with the cross. And that's a corner. Martin at the back. It comes to Goddard. That was a fine effort. So the corner, in the end, clearing most of the players in the penalty area, but then coming on from the header to Goddard, whose shot flashed across goal. Push by Martin on O'Callaghan. And the header by Painter, a fine save by Parks. And in the end, it was Chamberlain who forced it home. How unlucky for Phil Parks. Parks has done so well. Painter's close-range header, producing a superb save. But when the ball came out, in that melee of players, Chamberlain was the quickest to react and forced the ball home. Stoke are back in front. So, from Stoke looking to be backpedaling, they are now back in front. On by Swindlehurst, it's a good ball. Goddard taking it well, and he's got Brooking with him. And in the end, he was knocked off his stride by McCourtry's tackle. It was a good break, it looked promising for West Ham. And as Goddard tried to deliver it into the corner, McCourtry tackled him. Chamberlain. James. Thomas gets the goal that will give Stoke surely a victory. And once again, you can but feel sorry for Phil Parks. Robbie James with that shot along the ground. It looked to be heading into the corner. Parks dived to his right and kicked it away, but it fell perfectly for Thomas to ram it into the roof of the net. 11 minutes to go. Stoke City 3, West Ham United 1. So poor Phil Parks, who made in the first half 2 or 3 really good saves to deny Stoke when they were at their best, has now twice in the second half found that even though he's made a good save, he's been punished. That time by Thomas. O'Callaghan, I think he missed that actually, and Pike didn't. Berry. Chamberlain. I'd love to see him in possession. Painter. Good ball for Chamberlain. And plenty of players in the middle for him. Thomas on the far side should really have pulled it back then. Easy to be right from the stands, but as Chamberlain crossed, Thomas, if he'd seen Painter and O'Callaghan in the middle, would surely have fed the ball to them rather than try himself, but at least he gets a corner. 5 minutes remaining. Painter's corner, away by Brooking, to Thomas. A break on for Devonshire, perhaps. James working hard to get back. He did well. Martin coming forward in these final moments. And Thomas has worked himself into the ground. Devonshire. Here's Thomas again. He's in every corner of this pitch. Good ball too, O'Callaghan. Richie Barker would have been pleased with that. Even when you're 3-1 up, it's no time to try that kind of thing. Brooking finding Bonds. McElroy, lovely composure. That'll be a free kick. The foul by Bonds on O'Callaghan. Handshake. Two men who've had a fair old battle today. Chamberlain. Devonshire getting to him, and the cross not clear by Stewart. Painter. I think there's a message for the rest of the First Division here, that if you hustle and bustle and work hard and don't allow West Ham to settle and have much possession, then you can beat them. And Stoke's performance was personified by these two, Mickey Thomas on the left and Ian Painter, who both worked so hard, as indeed the whole Stoke team did, for a very